Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatguru. So we are studying Karma Yoga, the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where very important concept we were discussing, that when senses come in contact with sense objects, it creates pleasure and pain. When it creates pleasure, it simultaneously affects and creates attachment in our mind. Wherever I get happiness, I want to have it again. That is the sign that we get attached to that pleasure. And if my experience is painful, we want to be away from that. Now you may say, that is but logical. If I get happy, I want to it again. If I am unhappy, I want to avoid it. It is natural. It is what is natural, which you are born with, which is according to your instinct. The sense objects, when it comes in contact with the senses, it creates sensation of happiness. Happiness and misery both deviate our mind from the goal. It doesn't allow us to concentrate. It is more visible in the simplest happiness among children. When person grows, he is not satisfied with the simple, silly, small things of happiness. He wants bigger things to be happy. When we all were children, the school takes us for excursion. Previous the night cannot sleep, so happy. That is very obvious. Exam is there, we are fearful. Very obvious. So here, Sri Krishna says, the attachment and aversion which grows in your mind, which is the result of this contact of sense and sense object. These two, raga, dvesha, attachment and aversion, are the obstacle for your spiritual life, are the obstacle in reaching the goal. When you want to go straight, attachment takes you one side, aversion takes you another side. So how to balance it? Detachment is the balance. Opposite to attachment is aversion. Opposite to attachment is not detachment. Detachment is the correct position. Detachment is the sign of equilibrium of your mind. To be free from attachment and aversion is possible only when you are detached. So this detachment is to be cultivated. Not easy. Not easy. From very simple senses and sense objects. When tongue comes in contact with tasty food, take an example. Not only you want to repeat it, you want to recommend it. Hey, that restaurant very good. Because it created pleasure. Sri Ramakrishna is very practical. Sri Ramakrishna says, don't be crazy in killing your simple pleasures. Not that you should be too much attached to it and day and night only I want to eat good food. That is not. If you have little liking for good food, it's not that harmful as your lust and greed is harmful to you. there was a boy coming to Sri Ramakrishna who was a good friend of Narendra Swamiji. So somebody came and told Bhavanath, his name was Bhavanath, that Bhavanath has renounced. He no more takes fish and he doesn't take bitter leaf. Sri Ramakrishna's expression is very interesting. He said, don't torture me by telling all these things. What is there in renouncing this food and that food? If you can renounce lust and greed, that renunciation is renunciation. Oh, I don't take this. Okay, what is very big deal about it? There are many people who do not take. That doesn't make you great. Many times you will find people are proud of telling, I am pure vegetarian. Good. Just by becoming vegetarian, you don't achieve anything in life. It could be a virtue, no problem. If you consider that as a virtue, keep it. But that is not that big a virtue which makes you spiritual. One particular organization, there is a, which day I do not remember, they celebrate no meat day. So on that day, people take vegetarian food. 364 days they take non-veg. One day they take vegetarian and be proud of that. So they telephoned me and told Swamiji, can you please send a small video how vegetarianism is helpful to spiritual life. I said, that help which you get is when your mind is very sensitive. When you become that, for example, you are weighing something. If the difference is in kilos and then difference in grams, this food-related spiritual positive or negative effect is like putting few grains of rice and see whether it is exactly balanced or not. What about the big 1 kilo, 2 kilo, 5 kilo kind of differences which your lust and greed makes in your character? Again, it doesn't mean that we want to say that to be attached to food, to be too much attached to food is not a disturbance. No, it disturbs. But it is not that big. It is difference of cents and difference of dollars, something like that difference. So Sri Ramakrishna says, if he wants to renounce, let him renounce lust and greed. I am not taking bitter leaf, I don't take fish, I do not take this and that. Good if you take or don't take. That doesn't make you spiritual. Many controversial things are there because we are taught few things in religious way. Opposite to that, we do not want to believe. But those who are critics, those who are critics of Hinduism, they will find all these things for you. I won't say the name of the website, but some people have made a website where they find faults with Hinduism. What are the faults of Hinduism? There I found reference after reference from Valmiki Ramayana. Sorry if you get disturbed because of this, I do not know. The reference after reference of Sri Rama taking meat or non-veg or animal food or flesh. How many references you want? Valmiki has written. But the effect of Vaishnavism is connected with vegetarianism. Vaishnavas were not vegetarians. But slowly, people connected it, and now the thing is, if you are a devotee of Rama or devotee of Krishna, you must be vegetarian. Has nothing to do with vegetarian. He was Kshatriya. How he will take vegetarian food? When Rama was in Panchavati with Sita and Lakshman, Bharat comes to see him. So Bharat comes with a youth party. So Lakshmana climbed on the tree and saw there is a dust and then saw the flag. So he said, brother, Bharat is coming And definitely he is coming to kill us so that he can become king of Ayodhya. Rama says, Bharat will give his life for us. Bharat will not do any kind of thing. Anyway, so Bharat comes in Panchavati to see Rama, where he takes the Paduka and rules the kingdom for 14 years. When Bharat came, he brought so many things for Rama so that his life becomes a bit easy in forest. In that list, Valmiki Ramayana, Valmiki writes, Bharat brought fish, live fish, for him to consume. Like this, there are so many references. Even there are references which will be a little amusing to you. Even Rama says to Lakshmana, and people may not like to see it is being recorded, but he says, hey, today you burn the flesh, today barbecue meat. It is your problem that you considered that Rama was vegetarian. Valmiki never wrote that. So what happens? That you are taught accordingly, so your thoughts are accordingly. Krishna came later. Krishna was more modern. Krishna was a fighter. Krishna was a saint. Krishna was a politician. Krishna was economist. Everything he was. There is no reason for us to believe that Krishna also practiced vegetarianism. Bhagavatam is extremely difficult text to read. That's why people cannot find fault with Krishna so much. Valmiki Ramayana is relatively easier to read. Little Sanskrit I know, I can read Valmiki Ramayana directly in Sanskrit. I don't need translation. What we are telling here is, there are some words which we use. It must be logical. It must be scientific. These are the words which, as if it is logical, it is correct, it is scientific, it is correct. No. Science has one kind of argument. Science has one kind of logic. Study of any object, whether it is mineral or whether it is planet, study of any external object is called science. Whether it is chemical, whether it is force, whether it is any article, any instrument, whatever, is called science. What about other faculties of our life? You don't need scientific proof. There is no scientific proof of that. If one person tells to another person, I love you, show me the scientific proof. It is a different dimension of our life. You don't need a scientific principle. There is no formula given. So love doesn't exist. It exists. Oh, he is very greedy. What is the scientific proof? Greed is a vritti. Greed is a modification of mind. So science doesn't work in that way. Logic also fails. So idea is, what we are telling is, that nowadays they use the word a frame of reference. Frame of reference is, you are studying a concept where other factors affect the study of that subject. You cannot go out of the box. If I pour water here, it is taken for granted the water will go downward. Will it always go downward? If I pour water, do you think each and every 100% cases water will go downward? I have seen many times water doesn't go downward because of you are standing on a cliff of a mountain. Well, mountain is there like this, so wind blows in this way upward. You pour water, water will come on you, it will not go down. because the wind stops water going downwards. Because force of wind is more than gravitational force. So it doesn't affect. What we want to discuss is this, that certain ideas are given to you and you cannot come out of that box. It is very difficult to break the monotonous way of life. A simple thing you will find, it is difficult for you to break because of these social norms, correct? If, just jokingly telling, next Sunday when you come and in place of this cloth I am wearing pant and shirts and trousers and tie and all that, 100% of you will have a question in mind. Either Swamiji has gone nuts or there is something very wrong in his life, correct? Because that is the frame of reference is already there within you. Monk means this. No, Swami Vivekananda doesn't give a clothes like this. He was wearing, when you worship him, in this picture what he is wearing? He is wearing a long coat and trousers. No, for him we have accepted him. That is also part of your reference. So we start with a thinking and we cannot come out of that thinking. Then somebody has to. So there is a simple incident. We have many centers in America and Europe. So many times Swamis do wear other normal civil clothes. But inside the monastery, of course, we are habituated and comfortable with this dress. So the Swami was taking class like this, and because of the sunset timings, the class is from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Class was over, so like this few devotees were there. And the Swami is alone staying, he has to cook something or water in the fridge, he will heat it up and eat. So the devotees comes once in a week. The Swami is okay, we go nearby restaurant and eat. So the Swami is okay, I have to eat something anyway. They went and Swami went in this dress. When they entered the restaurant, all the devotees were allowed to enter. When that Swami wanted him to enter, the restaurant person says, dress properly and come. You can't enter restaurant with this dress. For you and me, this is my dress. They don't care for this dress. Swamiji had a turban. Remember that incident? Somebody pulled his turban. Swamiji looked back, he said, why you wear like this? Swamiji says there. In his mind, turban is something which he has not seen. So he is amused by that. Hey, why you wear this kind of cloth? Nobody in Europe and America wear turban. So there is a problem of all of us. We have a frame of reference and we cannot go out of that. Tea must be hot now. Tea cannot be cold. Coffee, cold coffee is different, which is closer to 0 to 4 degrees maybe. But in a normal room temperature, coffee is cold, you don't like to take. Why? Become poison? No. My frame of reference is the tea or coffee when served in a normal, it should be hot. Cold tea also is okay, nothing wrong in that. No, we don't take. And nobody takes. This is called a frame of reference which we cannot come out. Sometimes it is interpreted that the monks wants to break that frame of reference. What is in general happens? You are born, primary, secondary, college, get a job, get married. So that is the way of life which 99.99999% people live. When person like us after high school says, no, I want to become a monk, everybody is against. Why you should do that? Do you think we are not leading a religious life? There is one definition of monastic life is to go against your nature. Your nature says to do, but you say, no, I won't do it. That revolt against the nature is the first sign of monastic life or a monk's life. Whatever others do, he does other way. So I remember, modern times you may not be that much astonished by that, but I am talking about 30 years before. So I was doing Durga Puja in one place. It's a 5-6 days puja where we do fasting and all that. So the Swami who is in charge of that used to give me paneer. Paneer is a cottage cheese which you make it at home and then mix with little sugar in it. And 6 days I have to eat something like that only. No cooked food, only rice, cooked rice, little salt and some vegetables, boiled vegetables, not cooked in that way. So I was little thinking to do something new. At that time it was not easy for us to get, oh no, I want Bonvita, nobody will give you. I want coffee, I don't know in the ashram we have a coffee or not. Like this condition. So I said, this paneer when you give me, you give little sugar. Can you put little coffee so that there is a flavor? So the Swami said, who in the world takes paneer with coffee? Now you have coffee flavored sweets, chocolates, no problem. What I am telling is to go out of the frame of reference. Everybody does, you should be doing. No need, you can do something different. That's how the innovation takes place. That's how the inventions take place. That's how the new discoveries take place. If Newton also would have thought, apple will fall on the ground only what? What is their speciality about it? But if the white falls on the ground, why not up? Why not left or right? There must be some reason. That was just a controversy. Much before, 1,000 years before Isaac Newton told that, in Hindu scriptures it is there, that the earth has a pulling factor. That's why the things comes down on the ground. It doesn't go up. Anyway, so idea is this, that when raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion is a result of the pleasure and pain which you get when senses come in contact with the sense object. And we become attached to this pleasure and pain. Once I get happy in doing something, I want to do it again. What I get painful experiences, I want to avoid it. I don't like it. So your mind gets entangled in repetition of pleasure and in repetition of avoiding pain. You forget that your goal was neither pleasure nor pain. Your goal was realizing the truth. So Krishna says here, Tayorna vashamagachet. Don't be subdued, don't be under control of this pleasure and pain or attachment and aversion. Tauhi asya paripanthino. These are obstacles of your spiritual life. That's why, in a very strict sense of the term, we have already compromised many things. When in the name of small pleasures, we compromise. Even I am also guilty of that. If you give me good sweet, I like to eat. Or you give me good food, oh, idli very good, or this is very good. We have taken, it's okay. But if I become attached to it, every day I must have this one, that is not good. So he says, Paripanthino, these are obstacles. Why? Because you get attached to the objects of enjoyment, you do not get attached to your goal, spiritual goal. So it is necessary to focus on the goal, then to be diverted to the objects of attachment and aversion. Then he says, so when love and hatred, attachment and aversion is created, then you cross the limit. You will find, we did a simple experiment. These are all social experiment. In one room, there were 10 boys. Outside the room, in a plate, we kept 10 Ferrero Rocher chocolate. No supervision, no cameras. I told, when you go out, take one chocolate. And last 3 boys did not get the chocolate. Why? Previous 7, some of them took 2 chocolates. Though they were told to take only 1 chocolate. Why they took 2? This is the reason. The child becomes so much attached to the pleasure of enjoying chocolate that he forgot even the instruction given just 2 minutes before. That's what Shankaracharya also writes. Whatever your guru says, whatever your scripture says, you forget everything. Just because of little attachment for the objects of enjoyment. People break the rules. People practice immoral practices just to get some happiness. They know it is wrong, but still do. Encroachment of others' territory, because I want happiness. Think of the kings. They invade other states, countries, whatever. You have enough land to sleep, you have enough land to till, you have enough land to plow. Now I want their land also. You cross the limit and you do something which is according to dharma, it is not true. So the question comes, even if you are attached to pleasure and pain, attached to pleasure, aversion for the pain. For example, this also is there was very much scarcity of water. For example, we are here, say 12-13 people, and there is only 6 glasses of water or 6 bottles are there, and all of us are thirsty. What should we do? We more or less, everybody takes little water, half I take, then you take, then you take. In them there will be one person. Here is the water and we are 13 of us. Either I drink it or either the water I throw. I won't allow any of you to drink. What attitude is this? This is encroachment of your rights. Encroachment, or rather being ignorant about my own nature, which is supposed to be helpful to others. But think about that person who will say, hey, only little water is there. Hey, the child is very thirsty. We are adults, we can tolerate, give water to the child. But no sir, you should take. We used to go earlier times to book the railway tickets and we stand in a queue. Many times people used to say, Swamiji, you please cut the line and go in front. I said, no. I didn't become monk to cut the line and put you people wait more. No, I came much later than you. It is your right to go first. No, I will not do it. We 3 monks were sitting in the Calcutta bus. There is no other empty seat. And we were in our late 30s or 40s. One couple got into the bus, elderly couple in their 60s or 70s. And I looked everywhere, nobody wants to get up. I told to with 3 Swamis, hey, let us get up. And that gentleman, no, Swamiji, how it is possible? I can't tell Swamiji to get up and we cannot sit. I said, look, sitting in a running bus, the sitting preference should be according to the age, not according to the monk or a lay or something, no. And we said, no, we will not sit. And we made this couple sit on the seat where we were sitting. I am not becoming great by that. That should be the nature. Correct? I didn't do something special. No, anybody should be doing that. So idea is that when there is a force from inside, uncontrollable thirst for enjoyment, within your limitation you do is one thing. Then you encroach and do something out of the way, do something immoral, do something illegal, do something do something selfish way. Then Krishna had to tell Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swanuschitat. Shreyan Swadharma. You should do your duties. What is my duty? My duty, if elderly person comes or somebody who needs, I always give this example which happened in my life. I was a student and I was traveling by train and I had booked my berth in a railway compartment. Here a gentleman comes, I am talking 45 years before. Even a man used to be little humble and shy in telling that my wife is pregnant. Men will not so easily tell, out of some humility, whatever. So he came to me and says, I was a young boy, I was 17, 18 years old. I need little space to sit. So I said, what makes me to do that? I have reservation I have done many days before. It is my seat, I am not going to give you. Please give little space to sit. I said, what kind of man you are? You should do reservation. This argument generally we do. When 3-4 times I was not ready to give little space, he told me, no, not for me. My wife is pregnant. And believe me, I felt so bad that 4 times I rejected his offer, that he wants some space. Then again I scolded him. Can't you tell this at the first instant? You forced me to commit this sin 4 times that I will not give you a space. I will get up, I will stand and go. Let my reserved seat be occupied by your wife. It's not question that you spend $10 and you reserve the seat. She deserves it. She requires it. And you should give it, irrespective of whatever reservation you have done. So, Shreyan Swadharma. You have to do your duty. What is expected of you, do that much. It is obviously that you will not do anything encroachment of other rights. No. Like Bhartrihari says in Vairagya Shatakam, Swamiji also quotes this, that there are some people who without any reason give trouble to people. Ye dignanti nirarthakam parahitam te kena janimaya. Bhartrihari writes, I don't know what name I should give to this kind of people who harass and trouble others without any reason. You get benefit, that is one group of people. Because of I want to get benefit, I trouble you. There is a negative, but there is a motive. There are some people, just go and throw a stone, just go and push somebody, no reason, without any reason. So Bhartrihari says, I do not know what name I should give to this group of people who hurt others without even having any purpose for them to, selfish or unselfish. So Krishna says, though your duty is defective, though your duty is small, though your duty is little shameful, but better to do your duty. For example, when I was in Belur Training Center, I was in brahmachari white cloth. So during Sri Ramakrishna's birthday, 50,000-60,000 people come to Belur on that day. So we used to create a special place for shoe keeping so that people can keep their shoes. And my duty was there in that counter. So when you come, What I will tell you, put your shoes here on the table, I take your shoes and put in and then give you a number. So that when you give the number, I give back to you. No devotee wants to give. No, Maharaj, how can I give you my slippers to you? I will put, you cannot come inside. No, then, I said, you have to keep in the shoe rack only, you cannot keep anywhere. Then there was one or two volunteers, Maharaj, you sit this side, no devotees will like to give you. Then I told, it is your goodness that you are looking a monk in me. But believe me, today it is my duty to serve the devotees. Let it be keeping their shoes from my hand to the stand. Allow me to do it. It is my duty. Shreyan Swadharmo. Allow me to do it. You are not committing any sin by that. Maybe I will get some merits. Paradharmat anushtitat. Instead of doing someone's duty, not duty from duty point of view exactly, it is like we are in a performing drama. My role is to speak the dialogue of a monk. I have become a monk in this drama of the world. You have become a devotee or a lay person. Is it possible that I start speaking your dialogue and you start speaking my dialogue? No, cannot. This world is a big stage. The world is a big stage. I have taken the role of a monk. Let me speak the dialogue of a monk. You are a devotee, speak the dialogue of a devotee. You don't behave like a monk, I don't behave like a lay person. Then the drama will be perfect. From that point of view could be, that it is good to speak your dialogue. Whatever bad dialogue I have, if my role is a role of a servant in a drama, so I have to speak the dialogue of a servant. No, how I can speak dialogue? I am not that person. Then don't take that role. You will spoil the drama. That if you identify yourself, no, I don't want to become servant, then don't take the servant's role. Paradharmat sunusthitat. I can't start speaking your dialogue. You have to speak our dialogue, one's own dialogue. Swadharme nidhanam shreyam. Even if you have to die for doing your duty. Not duty of someone else, not the dialogue of someone else. Paradharmo bhayavaha. The duty which others perform, you don't try to perform their duties. It is like encroaching. Sometimes we say, not out of ego, but out of practicality. You do what I have told you to do. This, to take decision is my duty. Don't worry about it. Because the role is that. Then the question comes, Arjuna, when Krishna is telling all these things, then Arjuna asks a question. Whatever you are telling, we understand. Everybody understands. Who doesn't understand this? But still there is something inside which forces me to break the rules. Something forces me to encroach others' area. There is something which forces me to do something which I should not be doing. Why it is so? And very interesting, universal problem Arjuna is asking to Krishna. Atha kena prayukoyam papam charati purusha. Guided by what? A person commits a mistake, papa or a sin. Other day I was telling, see, the words are the same. Sin, heaven, hell. But every culture has a different concept of sin. What a Hindu considers sin is a mistake, at the most a big blunder. That's a sin, which is pardonable. But a Christian says sin is what Hindus say ignorance. Everybody is a born sinner. Without committing mistake, I became a sinner. Sin is not a mistake. Sin is ignorance there. I asked one Christian friend, the child who is just born, and you still say he is a sinner, what sin he committed? Couldn't give answer. No, we all are born with sin. Then I was thinking, no, what sin he says is not the sin what I say. Heaven. What Hindu says heaven is like you have a what do you call it? KrisFlyer points are there, no? 30,000, 40,000 points you have. So you have free flight ticket, you can go. In Hinduism, heaven is this collective point which you go to a resort, stay for 7 days and come back. When a Christian says heaven, that is eternal heaven. Once you go, never to come back. That's what we say. Yad gatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. That is called Vaikuntha Loka. Going with people don't come back. That is called eternal heaven. So heaven, what Hindu says, is a holiday resort. When Christian says heaven, they mean it, mukti. Somebody told, oh, in heaven there is so much. What is there in heaven? We also have a concept of heaven, Very interesting. You read in our Puranas, because our heaven is a resort. Oh, air-conditioned rooms, good food, all these things are there, facilities. In Puranas we have, there is a river of honey, there is a river of milk. That means everything is plenty. Why that heaven was created in Hinduism like that? What you don't have, that you have in heaven. Because you created the concept of heaven, no? So idea is, he says, Atha kena prayukto ayam papam charati purusha. People commit mistake impelled by what? Forced by what within? Anichannapi. Even he doesn't want to do it. Still he does a mistake. Baladiva niyojita. As if somebody forces him to do it. When Duryodhana was doing so many negativities, it is there in Mahabharata. So he was asked. Duryodhana was not a foolish, he was a good student. He was one of the best mace player. Even Bhima could not do anything to him. You are such an intelligent man. Why do you do all these things? So he said, brother, I really do not know. Janami dharmam nachame pravritti. Janami adharmam nachame nivritti. Kenapi devena ridhisthitena. Yatha karishyati tatha karomi, something like that. That somebody sits in my heart and as if gets me do all these things. I do not know why do I do it. Do I not know that I should not be insulting your own brother's wife? But he did. Committed sin. Knows that he will be punished by that. Still did. Wanted to give poison to Bhima. Wanted to burn all the Pandavas together. One word which is very famous last 25-30 years is called terrorism. Anything you speak of, terrorism, something. Who is a terrorist? We have a definition of terrorist in our scripture. It's called Atatayi. What is Atatayi? I just now remembered the shloka which we have read many years before. Agnido. One who puts fire in your house. Garadhaschaiva. Give poison to someone. Shastrapani comes with a weapon to kill you. Dhanapaha takes away your property. Then also there is one more. After 4 there is one more. Paradaracha haricha. One who troubles somebody's wife or somebody's mother, sister, whatever. Panchayate atatayina. These 5 are terrorists. This definition in Sridhartika you find it 1500 years before. That means terrorism was there at that time also. Otherwise this concept came. All the terrorist work Kauravas have done. Agnido put fire to Lakshagriha. Garadhaschaiva gave poison to Bhima. Shastrapani wanted to kill Pandava's 5 sons. Dhanapaha The whole Indraprastha they took away. Kshetra Dharapaharicha. Kshetra means land. Wanted to take land, the whole kingdom they took away. Dara, wife, that also they gave trouble. All the qualities of a terrorist were present in Kauravas. When Arjuna was perplexed and telling to Krishna, how can I fight with my own brothers? It is better that I renounce everything and go and become a monk and go in the forest and stay, but I will not kill my brothers. It's a sin. So Krishna says this to him. Okay, very good. Very good. And what society will get by that? You became monk, you became liberated. What society get? The future will not, the posterity will not spare you. That Arjuna was given charge to protect dharma. Even Krishna was there with him, Arjuna did not do that. And you will be blamed more than Duryodhana. Shreyan Swadharma. You have to do your duty. Many people, those who do not study philosophically, some people have told me, what kind of God Krishna was? Arjuna was such a good boy, he didn't want to fight, and Krishna forced him to fight. Krishna could. That Gandhari also told to Krishna at the end, Krishna, you could have stopped this Mahabharata war and I lost all my children. No, you could have stopped it. He said, Mother, I tried my best to do it. No, you can do it. You wanted to kill my sons. He said, no, I didn't took any weapon in my hand. I have no intention. But your sons are terrorists. They have done all kind of wrong things. And mother is a mother eventually. And that's how Krishna also, when he takes a human body, he has to leave the body. So Gandhari said, now I curse you. As all my children are dead, your clan will be destroyed. And Krishna says, thank you. And the whole Yadava Kula was destroyed. Other day I was telling. Rama left. Ayodhya became deserted. Krishna left. Dwarika became submerged in the ocean. What do you think? What good kingdom you are creating that you should be attached to it? No. We do our duty. Wherever we are, we should do our duty. So Arjuna asked this. Anichannapi Varsneya. O Krishna, even if I do not want, people do not want, Baladiva Niyojita, somebody forcefully gets him do all these negative works. Krishna says very good answer, which we have to take in the next class, who says, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhava. What a statement 3000 years before. There is no bigger psychology than this. It is lust and it is greed which makes people commit all the mistakes. You just see. Whatever blunders, mistakes people do is for this. Out of lust. Lust doesn't need to be narrow-minded definition. Lust for anything. When you are compared, when you are forced, when you are die must have, something like that Singapore language they say. So that is called lust. And greed. Everywhere it is told, even if we know difficult. So that which is product of Rajoguna, that's why Sattva Guna is appreciated. That's why the food you take, which should not ignite kind of desires in your mind. I don't know if you have any experience of that. There are some food, people unnecessarily blame onion and garlic, but there are many types of food are there. Believe me, you take that food in your dinner, night you cannot sleep. It will not allow you to sleep, keep you awake. Just taking food, and it is a normal food which people take. Who take? Those people only take who do not want to sleep. But if you are Sattvika person and you keep on taking that food, it will not allow you to. That's why it is said that Rajoguna. What is Rajoguna? Which keeps you active. Rajoguna keeps you active. little desire also is there. And the food also you take is a little, doesn't allow you to keep quiet. So everything you do in such a way, where activity is done more. You know, when people go for army and all that, you need terrible rajoguna to, whatever comes I must do it. They take food that type. They take all supplements of that type. And you must have, in movies or something, but it is true. The way the captain will tell a few words, the soldiers will say, I must go and die. Up to that extent. In a way you are completely under control of this. Mahasano Mahapapma. And this unquenchable thirst of lust and greed. Nobody in this world is ever satisfied with lust and greed. Impossible. Vidhi enam iha vairinam. Consider this too. Sri Ramakrishna Gospel, every page he says, lust and greed, lust and greed, lust and greed. If you can tame, if you can renounce little of this lust and greed, then only you see the spiritual progress coming. So we shall see it next time. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.